like, Tyrion's her little immunity statue.
Well, she's still a fucking
the
idiot, she may.
The survivor.
Her immunity idol?
Her immunity idol from this, that's what Tyrion is. She's just
you can't kill me because I have Tyrion.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you can't kill me, I have Ned. Stand still!
Warning, the following show will spoil the hell out of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books and the TV show A Game of Thrones. Also, you're probably going to find a fuck ton of bad language. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Death and boobies, 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 death and boobies.
Hello and welcome back to the Ironwood Network Book Club. I'm your host, Lady Wyvern, and with me today is Maester Ironwood and Widow Wolfsbane. How are you guys today?
That's the first time that's happened in a while.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. I'm doing great. I'm alright. Well,
I'm doing good. We're fresh off of a 64-hour live recording with Ben.
Was that 64 hours? I thought it was only 42.
Oh, maybe only 42. Maybe I at least lost track after 3 days.
That's alright. You guys will be okay.
All right, Lady Wyvern, what are we here to discuss today?
We are here to discuss Tyrion 5.
Tyrion Chapter 5. Excellent. Now, speaking of Patron Ben, we were going to be having Patron David on
For the next
7.
chapter, yeah.
Fortunately, he can't join us.
Oh.
He had to work. Yeah, lame.
Lame.
Yeah.
Lame. But if you want to be cool, but he said he wants to come on for a different episode.
Has he
later on.
decided which one yet?
He's not sure yet.
Okay.
So we'll figure that out and we'll get Patron David on. If you want to be cool, like our patrons, you can visit patreon.com/ironwood. And for as little as $1 a month, you get access to the episodes of the show early, the uncut version of the episodes. And for as little as $5 a month, you can join us on an episode and record with us.
Shout out to our patrons. Love those guys.
Yeah, shout out to our patrons. They're awesome.
Love those people
They're so
of non-specified gender because we're not those kind of people. We're not genderists here.
Yeah, and I don't only love them because they're the only people that talk to me on Twitter other than you guys.
Hear that, guys? She needs Twitter friends. Everyone go follow her Twitter.
Don't harass my Twitter feed. My phone will die.
Everybody go find @lady_wyvern on Twitter and become her friend.
Yes.
Do you get friends on? No, you get,
you get followers.
You get followers.
She'll follow you back.
That's alright. I don't have enough time in my life.
You gotta be on the Twitter. Sorry, it's rule number
I have a Twitter.
2 for
Good
the show.
Twitters. You gotta follow people.
We change the rules every week on this show.
We do change the rules
Not
almost
anymore.
every week. Whoa, when did that happen? That's a new rule
When
change.
we broke it, that was when we broke every rule we set down.
Yeah, that's true.
There's only one rule that hasn't been broken yet. And it's only because it's too cold for you to break it.
What's that?
Wearing clothes.
Oh, no, that's not one rule of our
was never a
podcast.
rule.
The one rule of our podcast is that there can only be one rule at a time.
We never made a rule that she had to wear clothes.
Yeah, that was never a thing. It's just been too cold for me to not be able to be naked.
Yeah. Alright, let's get back to the show.
So we're here for Tyrion 5.
Oh, that's what we're here for?
Yes, that's what we're here for. We're here for Tyrion 5. Who's gonna give us a synopsis?
I can give us a fast synopsis.
Are you sure?
I'll let her
I'm
try.
Somewhat positive. It's not going to be 20 minutes if that's what you're asking.
30, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be 20 and a half.
25?
No, 20 and a half. Half of 20 is 30.
Seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going bad based on how the book says 10
Oh, no,
and
I was
3.
saying 20 minutes and then half of 20 minutes. It's just 30 minutes, which is what you said.
Yeah,
20 and a half would be 20 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, sure. Whatever. Alright, so in this episode, for our friend Tyrion, it starts off with the jailer being an asshole to him, holding his food out over the ledge and telling him, come on, come get it, come on, short guy, come get it, and then just kind of throws it over the ledge, like a douche. Tyrion gets upset, goes and pouts in the corner, and then says something, gets the shit beat out of him for saying something, and then Mord leaves, and Tyrion's just there, left to contemplate the life and existence and all things and the answer to the universe and things.
42.
And, and Insomnia's the best cookies. We discussed that before.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Benjamin, answers to your Twitter profile, 42 and insomnia cookies.
Exactly.
It says that he's looking for the answer to life and the best chocolate chip cookie.
He can find. Yeah. Insomnia cookies are 42.
It's 42 and insomnia
Too
cookies.
bad he said.
Tells us about the writing on the wall. That is not the cake is a lie. Goes back and forth with how steep the wall cells are, that there's a whole missing side of the cell there, and then finally comes to his conclusion that the only way he's going to get out of there is to confess his crimes, gets Mord's attention, goes upstairs, bothers the shit out of Lysa by giving a list of his crimes that do not include A, murdering Jon Arryn, and B, trying to kill Bran, and then demands his trial by combat. And they're like, well, you can't do that. And he's like, well, last time I checked, I absolutely fucking can. Because this is the king's justice and the king's whatever, so I'm gonna do it. They do that. And then she's like, alright, we'll call your champion. No one wants to be his champion for a while. And then Bronn steps up to it, and they're like, alright, they'll fight on the morrow. And then I think that's pretty much how the chapter ends, for them fighting on the morrow.
Yeah, because they're going to fight in the next... Well,
they're
going to fight in 2 chapters.
Yeah, in the next Catelyn chapter.
Yes.
So, that's my synopsis for you guys.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Which I usually say absolutely, but I couldn't. I could word.
Trying very hard to keep fucking out of the synopsis.
Was I though?
Apparently. Oh, she just would have said it.
That's true.
I was trying so hard not to laugh,
That's
but I'm pretty sure you got me laughing.
From you with no fuck your face or anything like that.
Because I got yelled at for it. I got yelled at for having one synopsis take about 30 minutes of every other word being fuck your face.
Yeah.
Well, you're learning.
I am trying to adapt.
Just don't get too boring. Just don't get too boring.
Well, I mean, I still had this asshole doing that and that asshole and stuff like that.
I know.
So, I mean, it's still colorful. How long was that? Was that good?
It was like 37 minutes.
Did I do it right? Where's my treat?
Oh, that was good. That's good. I like that. Here's my treat. My treat's right here.
What was it?
I brought myself. It was not 37 minutes. He didn't keep track.
No.
But it didn't take 43 minutes. Alright, so who's got the first thing that we want to discuss? Oh, my thing, well, I don't know if mine's necessarily the first thing.
Is it in the beginning of the chapter?
It's the beginning, but it's not, it's after Mord leaves, so.
When Tyrion's thinking back to how he ended up in the cell.
Yeah, I was thinking
his smart-ass mouth.
His smart-ass mouth, and how his dad's not going to come save him.
No.
So.
Well, he knows his dad's not going to come save him. The veil's impregnant.
Listen,
What's
give Bronn...
impregnable?
Give Bronn 10 good people, and they'll impregnate the bitch.
Not in the book.
Not in the book, no. I just love that phrase. But yeah, I just have that, like, Tyrion doesn't believe his father would actually start a war to try to save him or to avenge him in any fashion. He'd probably start a ruckus. He would start a ruckus, and then, so it'd be like, what's this ruckus? And he'd be like, can you describe the ruckus, sir?
I don't understand that reference.
Yeah, so Tyrion's thinking back to when he was first brought in front of Lysa.
Mm-hmm.
And running his smart-ass mouth, and even he's like, I probably shouldn't have said that. Probably shouldn't have done that.
But it's Tyrion Lannister.
Oh,
he's always running his mouth.
I was saying, so he's being haggard in that part of the thing. He's like, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
shouldn't have said that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Should not have said that. Should not have said that.
Yep.
Damn it, Hagrid.
And I completely disagree because I think it's fucking hilarious.
I do too.
If he didn't, it wouldn't be Tyrion.
That's very
yeah,
true.
it wouldn't be. Yeah, it wouldn't be. It would not fit his character if he had not said those things.
Tyrion's a witty, smart-ass motherfucker. So
Yes.
I completely agree that he needed to say it. So which running his mouth like that gets him tossed into the cells.
Yep.
Let's talk about these cells.
Sky cells.
Because not your standard run-of-the-mill prison cells. It's the only prison in Westeros where the occupants are invited to escape.
Yes. At any time.
At any time they choose.
They are freely allowed to just leave prison.
However, just leaving the prison consists of...
It's like a 5,000
It's
foot
like
drop.
a 600... It's a 600-foot drop onto the sky.
Yeah.
Is it 600 feet?
Into the tower below.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it's 600 feet. I
So,
remember them saying that like miles.
the only way to escape
No, it's not miles,
is
it's
by
600 feet.
death.
Yeah.
You die.
You turn into bird food after you splat.
The blue is calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's open on one wall to the sky.
The floors
And the
are
floors
sloped.
Down.
The floors are sloped to that direction. So
They're varying degrees. Some have steeper slopes than others.
I feel like the way that the castle would be shaped, the lower down the cells are, the more sloped the floor is, because it would follow the shape.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what that resembles.
An egg? That's what I'm thinking of. But
no, it's something on a stem.
a flower?
No.
Something
I
on a
can't
stem.
think of it.
Well, I
right
think
now.
I think of it as the hive from Resident Evil.
Yes!
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and that, yeah, so I would picture it like that. So that way, and so the further down the levels you have to go. So first of all, that's more steps you have to walk up and down to get to your cell.
Yeah.
Right.
I
I mean, there's no elevators in Westeros?
They have baskets.
They have turnip baskets.
Yeah, but not for the prisoners.
Not for the prisoners.
No.
Well, actually, they do for the prisoners. Tyrion had to take a turnip basket for, like, the last huff of the step.
Right, but
he's
he's talking about in the
Bronn
cells.
carried him.
Bronn carried him up.
Oh, that's right. Bronn
Yeah.
carried him.
Yeah.
Catelyn took the turnip
Yes, did
basket.
you read the
Yes.
chapter or just watch the episode of the show?
Well, this is only, like,
He didn't ride the
22nd
basket up in the
episode of
show.
Yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Did he ride the basket?
In the show, he rode the basket. In the episode, he rode on Bronn's shoulders.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I thought it was just
happening.
piggyback, but either way, it's still disgraceful.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whichever way. He was
Yeah.
very embarrassed that he had to have Bronn
carry him the
up.
rest of the way.
But anyway,
Because he
these
couldn't manage the
cells,
steps.
they're designed to break you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, literally.
I can guarantee you, if they put me in that cell, I'd be broken in an hour.
And just jump.
I'd be in the corner talking to shit that ain't there.
So
I'd have my finger cut open and I'd be writing on that shit on the walls.
Oh, you're the one that wrote "The cake is a lie" on the wall.
The blue is calling. What the fuck's the cake?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Other people who listen to our podcast will know what the
What the
cake
hell
is
are
a
you
lie
talking
means.
about?
Everyone else will know.
Why? Then you can explain to us, because when I don't get it, he explains it to me, so you can fucking explain it too.
There's a video game called Portal. And in Portal, you're trying to be murdered by an evil supercomputer, and she promises you that if you make it through her training program, that there's going to be cake and a party for you. But she's trying to murder you the entire time. So eventually...
So it's not even...
Yeah, so you find out that she's murdering you somehow, and so you go off course and you're behind the scenes during the game.
Yeah.
And while you're behind the scenes, there's written, like, you eventually in one of the parts come to an entire room, like, you'll see it occasionally on the walls, but then you come to a room where it just says, "The cake is a lie, the cake is a lie, the cake is a lie, the cake is a lie," because she's trying to murder you. But yeah,
So yeah, if you're doing the books, what it actually says is "The blue is calling."
yes.
Yeah.
Or if you're apparently into Portal, I guess it's "The cake is a lie."
Yeah, that's...
I don't know how you
that's
can look at the blue is calling and sing the cake is a lie.
It's just because it's the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
That's the
you know what else
implication.
is written on the wall? The alphabet under Christmas lights.
You know what else is written on the wall? Apparently Jenny has a good time, 8675309. Someone sent me a Snapchat of that the other day, and I'm like, that's beautiful.
And then the only thing in these cells is a pile of straw and a thin blanket.
Yeah, like old straw, too.
Yeah.
It's like old, disgusting straw.
Yeah, soiled is what they called it, and
Yeah.
all I could think of is somebody pissed in that straw.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
isn't it? Shit, man, whatever.
It's
Yeah.
like, ew. But you have a choice between laying in that pile of straw in the corner or laying on the edge of the precipice and dying.
So, I have a very specific question about these cells and Tyrion in it. Is that, like, so we're coming into this chapter with, like, 2 or 3 days of him having been in the cell at this point. My first question is when he first got there, did he kind of, like, go closer to the edge and, like, piss off the edge of the world again, or...
It did say in the beginning that he worked up his courage to go look over the edge, but
and, like, lay on his belly and, like,
because he
peek
was
down?
of how he was so scared, I highly doubt
He didn't piss
that
off the edge
he
of the world
stood
this time.
on the edge and pissed off the edge of the world.
We could do it on the wall.
Because
Which is funny.
right, but he didn't have a fear of falling off the wall.
And he wasn't a prisoner.
That's fair, too. He wasn't a prisoner. I'm assuming, though, if the ground is sloped, or the flat surface at the top of the wall is sloped, it's probably sloped more toward the middle, so people aren't likely to slip off the edges.
Right.
So,
Right.
Plus,
that's
they
probably
have
a good thing,
stone
too.
down and...
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
stone down,
and
and
then
they
they
have the
have the-
platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have to sand it down, yeah.
That's fair.
But it is taller.
Yeah.
So he was higher up. But of course it was also the middle of the night, so he couldn't,
Yeah.
like, look down and see the ground. Like, all he saw was just black.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
but he could tell there were cells to his left and to his right, and,
Yeah.
you know.
You could see, like, the close by.
Yep.
Yep.
That's gotta suck.
Those cells are designed to break you, make you mad.
Mm-hmm. Bonkers.
Especially because it's like windy as all fuck up there too, and you've got no protection whatsoever from any wind.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're like curled up in the corner of
Fucking
that cell.
scumbag lords and shit with their fucking ways to torture the poor dirt people.
Right? I agree.
What a bunch of dicks.
They
There's
just
people
make
like
us
that bad.
work.
What a bunch of dicks that run this place.
Seriously.
And now you got crazy bitch and her crazier son running the fucking place.
Who's like the least disciplined person in the entire planet.
Yeah, like, all he wants to do is throw Tyrion out the fucking moon door. Has no
I know.
idea why.
No idea why.
Just wants to toss him
Make
out the
the
moon
bad
door.
boy
think-
fly.
I honestly don't think, like, with how young and weak and stupid this child is.
I don't think the child's that stupid.
No, he's fucking stupid.
No, he's like uneducated. Like, I feel like he's pretty much uneducated.
He's
too.
completely uneducated, but I
Yeah.
think he's smarter than he lets off.
I don't think he is. But I honestly think that when he's throwing people out this moon door, like, I don't think he knows or comprehends the fact that when he does that, people are dying. That he's throwing these people out the moon door and making them fly.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to watch them fly. He doesn't
Yeah.
say I want to kill them.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't think he
Oh, that's
understands.
true.
Like the
So you think
repercussions.
he's
Yeah,
a little bit slow?
Because he understands flying as birds fly and they come back
Yeah.
and forth and go here and there. He probably thinks, oh, they're flying and they're leaving. Like, he's not
Oh.
hurting them.
Because
for
remember,
doing
his
this.
favorite night is the flying night.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so I don't think he's old enough
Then
to
he's
grasp the
then he's
concept
a
of
very,
what he's actually
very,
doing.
very
I think he's
sheltered
old enough to
child.
grasp
Yeah.
it. I think he would be old enough to grasp it.
If
I
he
don't
wasn't
think he's...
mothered like if he wasn't mothered
Yeah.
like a little pussy.
Well,
Yeah.
if he was
I don't
raised
think
at like Casterly Rock or Dragonstone
He would
or wherever,
understand.
he would
Yeah,
know
he'd be
exactly
fine.
what the fuck's going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I don't
absolutely.
think it's that he's slow. I just think that he's been fucking sheltered and babied by his crazy fucking mother.
Who, and one second
Which
is
can
he's so big
cause
and brave
a
and strong.
developmental delay.
Wait, but I'm not saying it's developmental. I'm just saying that because of that sheltering, he doesn't grasp. Like,
Yeah.
he has. I guess what we'll call it is he has affluenza.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
White
pretty
boy
much what he's got.
syndrome.
Doesn't understand
Yeah.
the consequences of his actions.
No, he doesn't.
Rich white boy syndrome.
rich white boy syndrome.
Maybe he and Sansa should get together. And they can both not comprehend the actions of their
Well,
decisions
he does
together.
spend some time wanting to suck on her nipples later on. So
It's fair. Okay.
Ew.
Creepy. All right. We should move on now.
considering that they're cousins,
Yeah,
That's never stopped anybody in royal families.
that's fair.
that's fair too. All right. Well, now that we've got to the disturbing part of this podcast, let's move back. So, my question is, because the only thing that that Tyrion was allowed to eat or was being offered to eat by Mord is beans. I'm wondering if Mord's allowed to make the food, and that's all Mord can make.
I was wondering if they were hoping that like Tyrion would eat so many beans that he would like fart himself off the fucking.
Just
Now you're being sarcastic.
No, seriously.
Really?
Yeah,
No, I think they're just making beans because
it's cheap.
it's cheap and they really don't have to put much effort
I
into
love
it.
Tyrion. He's like, "Can I
and
get
Mord's
some-
just smart enough to make them.
Can I get
Yeah.
some peas and onions
And
and chicken?
it's a leg of lamb.
A leg of lamb.
Yeah.
And some wine or beer. I'm not that picky.
Yeah, yeah. I'm listing off the exact
And
foods I want. but I'm not
freshly
picky.
baked bread with
Yeah.
some butter on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mord's like,
Beans.
Is beans.
Is beans.
Is beans.
And then he harasses him by holding him
Making
out
him
of
like
his...
try to like jump and
Yep.
grab him.
Yeah,
Yep,
and,
and
then,
then
he
he-
would like bring it close. Oh no!
Yep,
not
and
close
then
enough.
says, "Here, dwarf," and then he hangs it over the wall, and Tyrion's like, "Fuck you."
And the wind takes it and,
And then
takes his
Mord
meal.
proceeds to kick him because he refused to play.
Yeah.
Well, even then, like because he yelled at him. He were literally. This is the most foul thing I think has come out of Tyrion's mouth by far. Is that when he did that, he started swearing at him.
Oh,
As
you
he sh-
fucking
as he-
son of a
as he
pox-ridden
should.
Yeah, he goes,
ass.
"You
I hope you
fucking-
die of a bloody flux.
Yeah, no, you fucking son of a pox-ridden ass. I hope you die of a bloody flux. Like, he literally, like, threw some profanities. Like, that's the most profanities I've seen in a row
Right.
in this whole
And
book.
to be fair, the guy
I mean, he's
deserves
starving.
it.
Yeah, he totally deserves it. And Tyrion's starving because the guy this is probably the third or fourth time in a row that guy's done that.
Right. See, this guy's he's like he was like the slow nerdy kid in school, but then like grew up and got big, but is still dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
he's
like,
Dudley.
Oh, yeah.
And like still
Yeah.
He's
still
Dudley.
harassing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Mord is. Yeah, Mord is Dudley.
Makes
yes.
him perfect to be the goaler. Which I like that, because that's the word that George uses, the goaler.
Gaylor.
Gaylor? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, it's Gaylor.
Isn't
Gaylor.
there an A in there?
I don't know. There was an A in there. I don't remember. Now I gotta look. Because now I'm upset.
He calls him both a Gaeler and a turnkey.
Yes.
Gaeler.
It's yeah, there's an A in it. It's Gaeler.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
Gaelic. But Gaeler.
Okay. Yeah, I had to, like, I had to look at it and be like, what the fuck does this word even mean?
Like,
yeah, just
guard.
It's a prison guard.
Yeah.
Doesn't it say right in the same sentence?
No.
Well, no, but you should be able to just figure it out from the fact that that's what he's doing.
Yeah, and I like knowing the definition of the word itself, so that's why. I mean, I amassed that much through context, but I want you to
I should
know.
hope that you figured out what it was through the context of.
Yeah,
that's
but
what
she has
Mord
to
is
say
doing.
it out loud repeatedly until she gets it.
Ooh,
I do.
snap!
I do. Listen, you write it down 6 or 7 times to remember it, like, you know, through writing. I like to say it out loud to myself.
Or to our listeners.
Them too. Listen, there is a certain few of them who have paid money to listen to me bullshit.
Okay, so Tyrion gets the bright idea that he needs to get Mord to let him back in front of Lysa.
Yes, yeah, to try to get Mord to bring him up.
Because Mord's dumb enough that he could get it to happen.
He needs to confess his crimes.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, I feel like if he had just said, I need to confess my crimes first, he would have gotten there faster. But he's
playing with him.
No, because it doesn't.
Because Mord's beating him.
Because it doesn't seem like, from what I can tell, the whole object of this whole exercise was to get Tyrion a trial or to confess anything.
Oh, she probably was just trying to get him to kill himself.
It seems like, it just seems like the plan was to just have him kill himself in the fucking cells.
Yeah.
That, or let
him escape.
Or have him break and confess the sins he didn't commit.
But when Tywin or Jaime come around, it's not that we killed him or tortured him, it's that he escaped our cells.
Yeah. Which, I don't get. Catelyn...
I didn't know that.
Catelyn's, I don't know what the fuck her plan, so they give Tyrion a trial later on, they say, okay, fine, and Catelyn's like, well, bad idea, don't give him a trial. It's like, what the fuck was the whole point of this fucking exercise, Catelyn?
Why are we gonna bring him here?
To keep him a prisoner. She doesn't want him to have a trial, she just wants him to be her prisoner.
Yeah, but you can't break the law.
She's the fucking wife of the hand of the fucking king, the lady of one of the fucking 7 wardens, and her plan is to say, he's guilty of this crime.
Now stay in my prison cell.
Never have a fucking trial for your crime, even though you have the right to have a trial because I'm a fucking cunt.
Wasn't there a king that did that?
Well, the king can do whatever he wants because he's the fucking king.
No, I mean, like, in our history in real world, like, wasn't there a king that would throw people into jail, say you're guilty of this, and just throw people away?
Like, all of them?
Okay.
People do it in the church all the time.
Like all of the kings?
All of the kings? Okay. I was
it's good to be the king.
Okay. But yeah, that was totally her plan. Just lock him.
No, she apparently has no plan. Like, I'm just gonna take him hostage for apparently no fucking reason.
Well, yeah.
Because his name's Lannister.
Yeah. And because she saw him at a bar tavern, and even though she's supposed to go back to Winterfell, let's just go to the fucking Vale with a prisoner that I was specifically told don't start a war.
I cannot figure out if her plan is not to get the Starks destroyed by starting a war. I don't know what her plan is. Because it literally seems to be the only plan she has.
That is the only plan.
I'm going to start a war with the Lannisters and get my fucking family destroyed.
Yeah, because
my family's down in fucking King's Landing, surrounded by the fucking Lannisters.
Yeah, and I'm going to take one of them and pretend that my family's safe because of that.
So if her plan is not to get her family killed and start a war, I don't know what the fuck her plan is.
I don't think she has a plan.
I think she's just taking it day by day.
She's literally the worst human fucking being in this entire fucking series of books.
She really is. And then on
top of that... And she has no idea.
And she has no idea. Yeah. She thinks that she's, like, righteous and shit.
And she's doing the right thing.
Because she's got the 7 new gods.
She's got the brains of a fish.
That too. Oh,
listen.
She's a Tully. Did you get it?
Listen, we do not insult fish on this podcast.
Why not?
Because fish are adorable little creatures occasionally.
With a 3-second attention span.
Yes, and we do not insult their intelligence by comparing them to Catelyn Tully.
Fair enough.
That is an insult to fish and rocks.
To all the fish who are listening, I am sorry.
Thank you. They some of them accept your apology. There's probably some salty ones out there that'll wait a couple of days.
Some black ones.
Yeah,
but then they'll forget, and then they'll accept it anyway.
Probably some blackfish out there who are like, nope, fuck you.
Oh, I see what you did
I was
there.
gonna make a joke about the salty ones because they're a little overboard right now, but you know.
Why? Oh my god, all the fish pottery that we're doing right now.
No, this is just as bad as Mr. Lewin sex jokes.
You know the best,
Maybe worse.
the best and worst part of that is that I was saying that when some of the fish are going to be salty, I wasn't actually thinking of it as saltwater fish. And then you just picked up on that and went with it, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. Oh god. And you thought this podcast was going to be done and boring today.
It's all your fault,
so
mister.
Tyrion's like, Lord,
Banging on the door.
I has gold. I can give you gold if you take my message to Lady Lysa.
And then he has to explain the concept of property to this oaf.
Well, the guy's probably never been out of the tower.
Yeah, because he's like you don't have any
Hodor.
gold.
I mean, he's like their Hodor, except he's not nice. Like Hodor's
Yeah.
nice.
Hodor is nice.
He's a
He's a dick.
demonic Hodor.
He's just a dick.
That's fair. He's the anti-Hodor.
Yeah.
The anti-door.
The anti-door. Oh god.
Oh,
He doesn't hold the door, he closes it in your face.
Mord Clodor.
oh my God! Stop. That's no.
Hodor and Clodor.
No. Oh dear God.
Oh, that's a traveling roadshow I would love to have, just wandering around Westeros, Hodor and Clodor.
Oh my goodness.
Hodor and Mord
no.
just wandering around, solving crimes together or something.
No, because Mord would probably.
Which one gets to pretend to be Caruso and like take off the glasses?
Yeah, no, let's not, because Mord would beat the shit out of Hodor.
Oh, he probably would.
I don't care if
I'm confused on who gets to be who. What?
Caruso from CSI Miami, where he makes those horrifying puns at the beginning
Oh,
of every
the
episode.
redhead?
Yeah, the redhead takes
Yeah.
his glasses off.
Yeah.
Or puts them on every time he makes a really bad joke.
Yeah.
Like, he just wears glasses solely to, like, emphasize his joke.
he does. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. No, don't know it. Anyway.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to know it.
No, I probably don't.
So he's just sitting there trying to explain the concept of gold, because he's like, oh, I'm going to pay you. And he's like, no, you have no gold. Fuck you.
Look, Lady Catelyn might stoop as low as throwing me in the cell for no fucking reason, but she wouldn't rob me.
Yeah.
Which means the gold that's in my satchel is still my gold.
Yes.
I don't
And I will
think-
pay you the gold.
I don't think Mord gets paid to do the work he does. He just.
No, he gets like room and board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets...
That's still slavery.
Is it
Okay,
slavery
so-
if he physically can't do any other job and that's all he's really good at?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I just thought it was like a fair trade. Like, you're a moron and you physically can't make it in the outside world, so I'm gonna feed you, board you, and put you in the cell. Or
Off
keep
topic.
cells. Is it off topic?
I was gonna say something, but I'm not sure if I want to say it now but that's alright. We'll say it. I'll say it later.
Okay.
And then I'll forget, so it won't even
Fire it
matter.
in there.
And then Tyrion gets whipped across the face with a belt.
Well, a bent,
Or-
a doubled over piece of leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
a
yeah,
couple
so-
times.
A few
Yeah,
times.
few
He gets
times.
bruised face.
Yeah.
Caught in
Well,
the
he gets-
ribs.
Yeah, he gets caught in the ribs a couple
And
times. He
then-
gets caught in the arms and
Yep.
stuff. But he gets the one good one across the side of his
Yeah.
face.
So he
That
tells Mord that I will put it in writing.
ooh,
Knowing that that people who are illiterate, there's two types. The people who are like, fuck you in your writing, and people who are like, hold like writing as like almost like a religious thing.
I didn't
It's
know
fucking
people
sorcery.
did that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So-
Well, they mention it in here, but I think that was like.
Well,
that's
yeah,
a
they
true
clearly
thing throughout.
mentioned it in
Right,
here,
so-
but I didn't realize that was like a thing.
So Tyrion takes a gamble, and luckily Mord is one of those people who's like, oh, if you're going to put it in writing, well, now I actually believe it, right?
And I'll frame it.
Yeah.
You could write, I eat poop, and he wouldn't know.
I mean, that's probably more or less what he did. He probably was like saying one thing as he was writing, and then writing like, Mord is a total jackass, and I will in no way pay
No,
him
that's
any
what the
gold.
hand of the king does when the king is dying.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's what dishonest asshole Ned Stark does.
That's true. See, and I the one time months ago,
For
episodes ago.
everybody who says Ned is an honorable man, he changes the king's words when writing down the king's last will and testament.
He does. And I
So
always
tell
said,
me again how Ned Stark is an honorable man who would never do anything dishonorable.
I said in one episode that Ned was a shady bastard.
You have.
I did. I said Ned was a shady bastard, and that right there is my proof. Bringing that full circle. So, but then he gets his thing in front of Lysa. They wake Lysa in the middle of the night, and she's dressed in all black.
I think Lysa was probably awake and was like, fine, alright, let's bring him up.
Oh,
Well, no,
She
because-
doesn't seem like she sleeps much.
Well, no,
Probably
because
true.
she wanted to bring all of the veil in to
to witness
it,
him.
to make it a
and
spectator
make sure
sport.
that Robert was still asleep.
Yeah.
They didn't want to bother Robert for this.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But
which I feel like if he's the
But it
Lord,
still had to be a spectator sport.
yeah, but if he's the Lord of the Vale and the protector, or the Lord of the Eyrie and the protector of the Vale, would
But
that
they didn't
person
want-
not need to preside
They didn't
over
want
the
him. They didn't want him to get
trial.
the shaking sickness and get stressed out
'cause he gets, like,
over
the shaky
Tyrion
thingies
admitting
in the
that
middle of the
he
night.
tried to kill his cousin.
Oh, when he like,
Yeah.
'cause
When
he's
he has
fucking
his
weak.
fits.
yeah, because he's fucking weak and his body can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Tyrion is brought before everybody in the Great Hall, lit by 50 torches,
And
50 sconces.
It's still a good thing Lord Robert's in bed.
Yes.
Because he doesn't need to hear this.
Yeah.
No matter what comes out of Tyrion's mouth, he doesn't need to hear
any of
this.
it. That's true. But
I think he does. I think he needs a reality check.
He does.
He'd go, Mommy, what's a whore?
Yeah. Well, no, because like his confession doesn't even have that in it. Because that's one of the other things I want to talk about. Is his confession doesn't have anything like. Does his confession? I don't remember the word whore as being in his confession.
No, it wasn't. He just talked about like
No, in the
his
show
brother
it
and
was.
sister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he
just talked about like wanting to like thinking of killing his father, which was bad of him to think that and things like that. And then she's like, enough. Whereas in the TV show, he's like, well, I jerked off into some soup and then fed it to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He made the one-eyed snake cry into the stew, and then made sure his sister had a second serving.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Did that really happen?
In the show?
In the show, that's what he says.
Yeah, and then his confession in the book and his confession in the show have nothing to do with each other. They are in no way the same confession.
Yeah, they played it up for the TV show. Like the TV show makes all of the non-rape scenes seem like they're rape scenes.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Yeah, so, I mean, I have to say that the show did win me over on Tyrion's confession opposed to the book. It really did.
Except, we're not doing the show.
I know. I just wish that we could take Peter Dinklage's words and just kind of transplant them.
Nope. George wrote them perfectly the way they are.
I don't know about that. But
while I agree some things in the show I like better than the books, is probably because I read I watched the show first.
That's probably it.
And then I read the
Me
book.
too.
And I've always lived by read the book first. And this is the first series that I did not read the book first. So.
That's fair. I do that. I will watch the movie or the show first and then read the series because I don't like both of them.
Mm.
But if I read the book first and then go back and do both, like I'll end up hating the movie because it's got nothing to do with
I can't even
the
say
show.
that because I
That's how I
love
roll.
the Harry Potter movies and I've read all the Harry Potter books dozens of times.
That's fair.
I always read the books first.
Yeah.
Always. And I will read like an entire series of books before even watching like the first movie.
Yeah. That way you can see what things hint toward, maybe. If they're gonna fucking follow it.
Or just because sometimes they include like parts from other parts of like the second book in the first movie and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. They sometimes do rearrange shit like that.
Or just make it up completely. Like,
Yeah.
the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah. Or the Aragon movie. The Aragon movie and the book have like nothing to do with each other.
What Aragon movie?
Aragorn?
No, Aragon. The movie,
Oh.
the book Aragon by Christopher Paolini.
That's the
one that
the
your sister and I
dragon?
read, the
That's the
dragons on
dragon.
it. Yeah, and the only thing that the movie
Yeah,
and
that's
the book have in
Aragon
common,
because the ranger is Aragorn.
yeah, they're just Aragorn.
Yeah,
This
the
is
only
Aragon.
The only Aragon I know is Aragorn, king of fucking the world.
No, it's
Aragon's
spelled,
not Aragorn.
Yeah, and it's not spelled the same way. It's Eragon.
Yeah, we get it. You brought it up before, yeah. So
Yeah.
Not the same. Excellent.
Not
Okay.
the same at all. Depressing. But yeah, so I like how Lysa is dressed in all black because she wants to mourn her husband during his trial. Really? Really? Oh, I know you're. Oh, I see. You're just warming up. I got it. Okay. Warm it up. But yeah, so she wants to mourn her husband. So Tyrion notes that she's dressed in all black.
She's dressed in mourning.
Yeah, because
she expects
she
this
expects
to be
him
the end of
confess.
it.
Yeah, she expects to hear a confession that he had murdered John Arryn, and
And then
Tyrion's
Which
like,
is hilarious because she fucking murdered John Arryn. So how does she even expect Tyrion
Because she
to
has to
fucking
keep
confess to murdering John Arryn?
because she has to keep her face. She has to keep
because spoiler alert, in the Catelyn chapter that's coming up soon, Catelyn remembers back to the fact that when she got the note from her sister, the note said that Cersei killed Jon Arryn. And now she's here adamantly saying that Tyrion killed Jon Arryn. So, like...
Inconsistent.
Yeah, some inconsistencies mean some lies here, people.
Yeah, let's note the fact that Lysa had told Catelyn that the Lannisters, particularly Cersei, had killed Jon Arryn.
Yes.
Yep.
And the thing that she wanted least was for her sister to bring a Lannister to the Vale to face justice for a crime that Lysa knows full well they didn't commit.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Lysa's like, oh no.
So now she's trying to save face and cover her tracks.
Right, which is why her plan is to let her fucking 6-year-old can't fucking walk on his own, still sucks on mom's tit.
Isn't he 8?
He's probably like 3 because apparently he's fucking... he's like 3. Okay. Even though he is like 8.
He's a multitude of ages that are not smart enough to comprehend how the world works.
So her plan is to, he likes to kill people by throwing them out the fucking door, so we'll just have him be the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
and it
then...
won't matter
that's his favorite thing.
whether or not Tyrion's actually guilty of any crime, because he's still going to make the little man fly.
Yep,
Yeah, pretty
and then it's nothing to worry about, and I can go about my day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I can kick my sister out of my house.
Yep.
Yep, and Tyrion plays her like a fiddle by demanding a trial.
Oh,
Yes.
she must have loved that.
Catelyn hated it.
Well, I was going to say
Because
most...
Catelyn knew it was going to happen. Catelyn was, I'm pretty sure at some point Catelyn was like, do not give him a trial. Like, it's bad.
Yep.
I'm sure before they got in that room.
Like, Catelyn, you realize that, like, we have to give him a trial.
Most women do like to be played like a fiddle.
That's true. And a lot of women like to play the fiddle.
Eh.
I mean, you don't, but I mean, I don't necessarily either, I suppose, but I do actually, because I don't want to. That'd be great. I like the thing that you're doing now too, by the way, where you're like putting out like snippets preemptively.
Yeah.
Like, look forward to this in the new episode, and I'm like, great, let's have Stephanie be an asshole like the clip and let people listen to it.
Yeah, widow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You said your name.
I did. That's alright.
Yep. That's not getting cut out.
No.
Nope.
We don't cut them out anymore. You went through the one episode where you're like, said our names anyway.
Yep. All right.
Our After Dark people know.
So Tyrion's like, yep, I demand a trial. And Lysa's like, oh, you'll get your trial. And my little piece of shit son is going to be the judge because he's the Lord of the Vale. And
He's the Lord of the Vale.
so he's fully capable of bringing the king's justice.
AKA throwing you out the moon door.
Right.
When he doesn't
just
even-
killing you for no reason.
Yeah, when he doesn't even understand that what he's doing is actually physically killing you.
Right. So Tyrion's like, oh, well, we don't need to trouble young Roberts.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that the gods know whether or not I'm guilty.
Indeed.
And therefore, we'll let them decide.
Mm-hmm.
I demand a trial by combat.
Yeah,
I
wow.
do have to say, though, that if he was guilty of these things, wouldn't his chapters, wouldn't he be thinking more on the fact that he knew these and not thinking about how these events might have happened, like how Bran fell, how Jon Arryn died. If he was part of it, he would know. He wouldn't be thinking
because-
about
yeah,
trying
because
to solve
in this
these.
chapter, he flat out tells us he had nothing to do with Bran because he's like,
Right.
He's like, I didn't do it. I wonder if Jaime and Cersei had anything to do
All
with
in his
Jon
head,
Arryn's
yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's trying to figure out if there's a
Right.
connection.
So, yeah, we know-
he clearly did not have anything to do with
Yeah,
it.
and he knows that Cersei flat out does not trust him.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
not going to tell him anything.
Yeah, no. So, but Jaime would.
So yeah,
Yes.
we know full well that Tyrion is not guilty of either of those two things.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which makes Catelyn look like even worse because we know she's just
I don't
wrong.
know if Catelyn can look any worse than she does in this chapter.
There are still people out there, maybe even people who listen to this show, who like Catelyn Tully.
Well, maybe
There
they
are
won't
people-
after they listen to us.
I mean,
that listen to us?
well, if they think that if they like Catelyn Tully,
Well,
Don't
if they
insult the listeners!
Listen, if they listen to us and then they start hating Catelyn Tully because we come up with some very airtight and watertight arguments as to why she's an idiot.
not even idiot, evil.
Yeah, I think she's definitely
back-
chaotic
No,
evil.
no.
She's a backstabbing cunt.
No, she's chaotic evil because she does a lot of
Chaotic evil.
things and there's evil intent to it, but it's not done with the evil intent in mind. So I would
It
consider her
has to be
chaotic
because,
evil.
like I said, I can't come up with what she's planning other than to destroy her family.
She may be doing it with the whole... She may have convinced herself that this is the only way to save her family.
Yeah.
Even if it is not the correct way to do it.
it.
She may think the path that she's taking and the choices she is making is what's going to save them.
I think she honestly thinks that having Tyrion means that she's got immunity. Like, Tyrion's her little immunity statue.
Well, she's still a
from
fucking
the
idiot, she may.
The survivor.
Her immunity idol?
Her immunity idol. From this, that's what Tyrion is. She's just
You
gonna
can't
think about
kill me because
immunity
I
idol.
have Tyrion.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
You can't kill my family.
like, you can't kill me, I have Ned. Stand still.
Yeah, exactly.
What next?
Well, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, I've got Tyrion, you can't kill me. And they're like, yeah, well, we've got Ned, Sansa, and Arya, and we'll just kill them one at a time and torture them until you decide to give us
And
ours
we don't
back.
really like Tyrion.
Yeah, and you don't actually like Tyrion. So, I mean, you can have him and we'll still torture and kill him.
Who do they not like more, Ned or Tyrion?
Tyrion.
With Cersei, it's definitely Tyrion.
But Cersei's definitely Tyrion. Because
Jaime,
Tyrion
it's
killed her
definitely
mother.
Ned.
Yeah.
And Tywin, it's probably Tyrion.
Probably Tyrion.
Yeah.
I think it's Tyrion overall. And it's not even Tyrion because of who Tyrion is as a person, because I think Tyrion's a more likable person and
It's
a better
just
person
because
than
he's
That's
a
the
Ned.
problem.
Lannister?
Yeah.
That's
but
the
it's,
problem.
It's just that he's an imp.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why everyone hates him.
I think Tyrion does have a better personality and it has a better demeanor than Ned.
Yeah, and he's got a better understanding of everything and how things work than Ned does.
Yeah.
And he seems
He's
more
smarter
honorable
than
than
Ned.
Ned.
Yeah.
He does.
He does seem more honorable than Ned.
Yeah.
We're starting to make Ned sound like a
Because-
horrible person.
Well, I
Well, I mean, he kind of is.
Ned went and changed the words of the king in the king's dying command.
And he
Yeah.
remarried after he was
And
married.
Ned is supposed to be honorable.
Yeah. So he does that, and then Tyrion tells Jon, or Jon goes, hey, make my brother a saddle because he's crippled, and Tyrion can be like, yeah, sure, whatever, and then not do that in the 400 miles it takes to get to Winterfell. But he legitimately was like, no, here we go, I'm going to design this whole thing out for you for no reason.
After he shows up and Robb greets him with sword bared across his lap,
Yeah.
still gives them the plans for the saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Robb's literally being a dick the entire time. Like, even with the sword out and still being a dick. Like, everything he says is just like, well, fuck you.
Yeah,
well,
and the
fuck you
wolves,
too.
and the wolves attack him.
Teenager, yeah.
The
wolves attack him, and he still gives them the plans for the fucking saddle for Bran.
And he's still nice to them the entire time. Like, he still holds his civility and is nice to them the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, people are nice to Ned, and Ned's like, well, fuck off, I'm a goddamn hand of the king. And then...
Well, he doesn't get that cocky.
No,
he doesn't get that bad, but...
No, Ned's unhonorableness is all done in secret.
Yeah.
Not out in the open.
Yeah, no.
Which I think makes it even worse.
That makes
one of them
perfect
was found out
sense.
in the open when he married Catelyn.
No, even that's secret because nobody knew he was married to Ashara.
Because maybe a handful of people would have known that it was a dishonorable thing to do.
Okay. Because I was thinking, he dishonored someone from the eyes of men and gods or whatever.
Because
that is known,
only
not
5
that it was known
people.
That he was married to somebody else, but that it was known that he married someone in public that way. Like, he didn't marry Catelyn in secret. He married Catelyn with the secret of having been married.
He married Ashara in secret.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was secret. It was just...
Like, all of 5 people in the whole realm know that they're actually
but,
married.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Shotgun wedding.
So...
Drunk Septon. Vegas style.
Or just in front of a weirwood tree.
Or just in front of a weirwood... But don't you need a septon
You would
for that?
have needed, the lord of where they were to do it, so maybe Waymond Manderley knows.
Ben's already rolling his eyes listening to this segment.
Yeah.
Alright, so Tyrion demands his trial by combat, and Lysa realizes that she has no choice but to say yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Catelyn Tully's like, fuck.
She's like, but this is my prisoner. Like, I think between this episode, or this chapter...
Because
and
Lysa
chapter,
just wanted to throw him out the moon door for suggesting it.
Yeah. She's just like, she just kept having, she has to repeat herself that this is my prisoner. This is my prisoner. Like, guys, you don't get it. This is my prisoner.
But now Lysa
And
wants to kill him because he murdered Jon Arryn.
Well, then you should have taken him to fucking Winterfell if you wanted to maintain control of him.
Exactly, and not bring him to someone else's castle.
Yeah.
But Tyrion tricked them both.
She could have been like, I'm taking you to the Vale to see my sister for justice. And said that 5 times really loud in the middle of a tavern. And then still taking him to Winterfell.
Or taking him to River Run.
Or River Run. Where it's her family.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, but her
sick
sister's
dad.
a dumbass.
Her dad and her brother are in River Run. Her sister's still in the Vale.
That's true.
Yep. So Lysa's like, okay, fine. So, like, everybody comes running forward to be Lysa's champion.
Everyone whips their dicks out, see who's bigger,
see who's got the bigger cock.
who gets to fight the imp.
Yeah, who gets to fight the
Yeah,
imp?
because they're assuming that they're going to have to fight Tyrion because there's nobody there who's going to be his champion, obviously.
Absolutely.
And Tyrion's like, well, that's fine. We'll just call Jamie, send him a bird.
Send him a bird, he'll come running. It's fine.
I got no problem waiting.
Yeah, and Lysa's like, no, you will fight on the morrow.
Tomorrow.
To determine your guilt or innocence. We're not waiting for the Kingslayer to get here.
Yeah.
Because, so then he's like, I want you all to hear Marillion write a song about how she denied me my champion and would force me to face her most powerful knight, myself, as an imp. And she's like, choose your champion!
Yeah,
she's getting
she gets so all pissed off.
Yeah, because I like how he goes, I guess they don't do anything by, like, honor and justice, or the king's justice in the
and
veil.
She's like the fucking nerd at his computer, like,
She's doing her fucking keyboard warrior shit, and he's just like, no, like, facts here. Like, Wikipedia doesn't count, bitch! These are the facts! Scholarly sources!
Listen, bitch, you can take your Wikipedia and shove it up Snopes' ass.
Yeah, she's just sitting there, like, fucking on her keyboard, typing up the Wikipedia shit, changing it for her shit, be like, look, it says it on Wikipedia, guys.
Right here. Doesn't need a champion.
Yeah. I'm the Lord Commander of the Vale, because my son's a dumbass.
So, yeah, so then Bronn's like, well, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Whatever, why not? Give it a shot. He's like, he sees it as an actual knight who's going to fight clean. He's like, I got this.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have friends in high places.
Yes. Yeah, he's like,
he probably wanted to see what his opponent was gonna, who his opponent was gonna be before he said he would do it.
Yeah, because if like, they were gonna have like some shifty knife fighter, then he's gonna be like, I'm probably gonna pass on it. Because he's smart later on.
Yeah.
Passes on fighting the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like,
but he's like, he sees this guy and he's like,
I can take this bitch.
Cake.
Yeah. Yes.
This is literally going to be cake.
Yeah.
So
easiest 20 gold of my life.
Yeah. So Bronn's like, yeah, I'll fucking do it. It's probably a good idea to have as many Lannister friends as possible because money.
Exactly. Lannisters pay their debts, man.
Absolutely. So.
And he knew Catelyn wasn't going to give him shit for the trip up to the Vale.
Oh, so. I know. Yeah, I don't even know why he actually went, other than the fact that it was a Lannister.
Because
that had to be Bronn's intent the entire time, right?
Because they discuss it in Tyrion's next chapter.
Oh well,
why?
Well, Bronn's like, either way, I'm going to try to get myself into the favor of whoever's going to win this squabble.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, well, if Catelyn wins, then I want to have I helped her escort her prisoner, and maybe now I'm friends with the lady of the Hand of the King and the Lord of Winterfell and stuff. But then like halfway through, he starts to see that Tyrion's probably gonna come out better on this whole thing. So he's just starts buddying up to Tyrion,
so
which is fine because if Catelyn won, Catelyn hates lowborn so fucking much that she would have given him like 20 gold and sent him on his way.
Right.
Yeah.
But even so, that's still 20 gold and he's on his way.
Yeah, but with Tyrion, he's gonna get a fucking castle.
She'd be like, shit in the castle.
Yeah.
She'd be like, here's some silver stags. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. So he's literally just pulling a late fray on this.
Yes, he's like hitching his horse.
Tyrion's well aware of that.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Tyrion's well aware. That
but Tyrion knows what he is, and it respects that that's what he is, and uses that to his advantage.
Right. He respects Bronn for being smart enough to
go where the
attach himself to where the money and the power is. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. He's like, you're a sellsword. I understand that concept. So yeah, we have a good business arrangement between us.
Yeah. Yep. And then, of course, one of my favorite lines, at least from the show, come up of whatever, like, I like my life, whatever they offer you, I'll double it.
Yep.
I like living, whatever they offer you, I'll double it.
It's in the next chapter.
Yeah. So that's where we leave off.
Yep.
Is we have a scheduled fight. What's his name? Sir something or other from the Vale.
Not important. He dies anyway.
Yeah, not important. Sir Vardis. Who is not long for this world. I don't know if he understands that tonight's his last night on Earth.
He really doesn't, though. Judging on the chapter, he does not.
Isn't he trying to court Lysa?
Yes, he's going to be trying to court Lysa.
I think he fails.
Well, did he not want to do it, though, either? Like, Vardis was the one guy that wasn't jumping at the bit to do it?
I think it's because he knew that if he didn't
do it, Lysa
then she'd
wouldn't
be
bed
more
him.
likely to pick him.
Yeah.
Right, because everybody else is doing it to, like, get her attention because she's now single.
Yeah.
So he's
And
doing it
he's
to get
like
her
the-
attention. Like, why aren't you doing this?
Right, so he's like, I'm just gonna hang back and I'm gonna be conspicuous by my inconspicuity or whatever.
Whatever the fucking word is, because it's inconspicuousness, by the way.
Whatever.
But he does that.
Inconspicuity. But
And then, because his whole thing is, he goes, well, I'm not going to fight him because he's like,
an imp.
he's an imp, but he goes, and it's not a fair fight if
Yeah.
I fight him. So.
Yep. So
maybe he
And
was,
Tyrion's
maybe,
like, yeah, that guy's got it.
maybe he wasn't trying to be conspicuous by being inconspicuous. Maybe he just really felt, fuck no, I'm not fighting an imp.
I think he just kind of felt like, I'm not going to fight an imp, because I think he knew that Lysa was going to deny him an imp, or that he has also assumed not a single person was going to fight for him.
He probably assumed no one was going to fight for him, and he also didn't see what, I don't know if the word is honor, but if it was even worth to fight the
He didn't
imp.
see any honor in fighting an imp.
Yeah.
But he did accept.
He accepted it because she charged him with the task, I think.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to get laid unless he survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to figure out his motivations, right?
Yeah.
Because the book doesn't give his motivations.
No, but he's a guy.
The TV show does give his motivations.
Right. Well,
Yes.
well,
I understand this, but in this case, that's all we have to go at. Because
Yeah.
the book doesn't give his motivations.
Yeah, the
but
book doesn't give us
TV
that
show
side of it.
does give us his motivation. Or
well,
at least the TV
there
show's
was some
version of
motivation in the book.
Yeah.
It's only because he was trying to court her, and he was, he was feeding her grapes off his fucking knife at breakfast
off
the night of.
dick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the word was dagger.
Yeah, his dagger, exactly.
Yeah.
He's going to dag
the
her
morning-
with it later.
Yeah, I got it.
It didn't say which dagger he was giving her grapes off of.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure it was a metal dagger. The morning
Well,
of.
it would be protected by mail because he's got to fight.
I hope so. Especially if he's got to fight her to get it in there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Real cobweb
And
vagina.
we've completely gone into his next chapter.
Yeah, so,
that's right,
that's
all
where
right.
we leave off, is we have Sir Vardis versus Bronn. the later Sir Bronn of the Blackwater.
Yes. Bronn of amazingness.
Yep.
Sir Bronn the Amazing.
But he's not Sir Bronn yet.
He's not Sir Bronn yet.
He's just Bronn.
The Bronn the Amazing.
You two are too funny.
So,
I just want to put...
One more thing
the-
in there, huh?
No, what's the character's name? Because I want to put him on a package of paper towels and have it be Brawny, but...
R-O-N-N-Y.
yeah, Ronnie. Because they're strong.
You want the actor's name?
Yeah, because I want the
You
actor's
should know
face
the
on.
actor's name.
I don't remember his name. I do
I
know,
know
this,
his-
that he's not allowed to work on set at the same time when
Yeah.
the Hetty's on set.
Yeah, because their
Yeah.
whole...
They had a falling out.
Yeah, they're falling out of their
Horrible
relationship.
falling out, yeah.
Which
But
is
yeah.
why in season 7, when they met in the dragon pit, him and Pod decided to go drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I
he
see
couldn't be
some-
on set at the same time as her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have, his name's like something Irishy, that's all I remember.
Yeah, it is. I forget his name completely, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate because he's like my favorite character in the show, but
Yeah,
But
and he's a
that's
phenomenal
okay.
actor.
yeah, he does a fantastic job, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. And I'm sorry, but him and Jamie's stuff is so much better in the show than Jamie and Sir Ilan Payne in the books.
I'll have to get to it.
one of the few
But I
times you're
do,
gonna
I
catch
do
me.
love Bronn and Jamie in the show.
I don't even know
Yeah.
anything about Jamie and Ellen Payne, and I already think that Bronn and Jamie are better.
Yeah, well,
So-
because
That's because
Bronn,
Bronn's better.
Because Bronn can talk and Bronn says awesome things.
Yes, exactly.
Versus Ilan Payne, who can't talk.
Exactly. It's
Didn't,
just the Jamie
didn't the
talking about
actor
himself.
that played him die or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had to fill it with somebody.
Right,
Yeah,
and that's
so I
why
think-
that's
so
why
Bronn.
they took Bronn and
Yeah.
gave him a bigger role than he has in the books.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one good thing that the Double D's did.
yeah, that's about it basically.
Not like they had a choice. The actor died.
Yeah.
They could have did that
All right.
thing that they did with Dario, where they just changed it with another fucking actor.
That's true.
And
That's
nobody
true.
would notice.
They could have brought in Euro
No, I'm
trash
pretty sure
Bronn.
they.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they figured we'd notice. He went from the skinny guy with long, gorgeous golden hair to
No,
the
he was
scruff
a
looking.
redhead.
I'm pretty sure it was golden.
All right.
Probably both, but anyways.
Anyway, let's close this one down.
All right, I
Since
suppose
we're at the end, we need to come up with a name for it.
Modor or Clodor because Mord's holding the door shut on Tyrion. I don't know. Modor.
I think it should have something to do with Mord because he did off.
Mord was
was a
actually in here a
big
considerable
character.
amount. Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
main
and he
character
offered
for
him gold.
Yeah.
This is gonna be dumb, but I think it's funny.
Okay.
Mordor.
Modor.
I was just
No,
thinking,
not Modor. Mordor.
Mordor,
Mordor.
like Lord of the Rings, Mordor.
Mordor. Mordor.
The land of Mordor.
That's funny because I was actually thinking that.
There's not a lot of walking in this episode. It's the first thing that comes to my mind with Mordor. It's a lot of
Lord
walking.
Mordor.
It's too funny.
I mean, I'm not against it, honestly.
I'm not against it either. But
I don't think the listeners are going to understand it, though, because there's not a lot of walking and there's nothing about a ring.
They'll understand.
So
Mord.
then you have to spell
Mord.
it MORD''DOR.
Mordor.
Mordor.
Yeah. His name is Mord.
Mord.
Mordor.
Mord.
Yeah, Mord, apostrophe O-R. Mordor.
What if we called it Mord or Hodor?
Mordor.
No! Hodor is not in this chapter. You can't.
Hodor should be in all of the chapters.
Hodor is not in this chapter. You can't do it.
Hodor.
I'm going to go, because of what Mord does with the beans are a lie.
Yes.
Fine.
I like that. I like that one. That works for me.
Sure.
Because he doesn't get any beans because the beans go flying.
Yeah.
So the beans are a lie.
It's true. And there actually is a cake in the thing, like you actually do find cake.
Whatever.
So
Don't care.
it's like the beans and the cake were both there and they're a lie.
Don't care.
Nope, we already discussed it.
Nope, don't care. So the beans are a lie. So we're
Yeah.
going to go with
Yeah.
the beans are a lie.
The beans are a lie.
We'll go with the beans are a lie. Our next chapter is
Eddard.
Eddard 10
Indeed.
with patron Ben.
Yep.
Yep. Everyone look forward to that.
That'll be out Thursday, hopefully.
No, the one after that was supposed to be.
It'll be out a
with-
Thursday after it gets finished being edited.
It'll be out sometime after I finish 75 hours of editing on it.
Yes.
And then after that is Catelyn 7. It was supposed to be with Patron David. Patron David wasn't able to join us, so
He'll do another.
will not be with Patron David.
We'll see what other chapter he wants to hang out with us for.
Again, if you want to become cool like our patrons, you can join us at patreon.com/ironwood for as little as $1 a month. Between now and then, you can catch me on Twitter at Maester Ironwood.
I am on the Twitters at WidowWolfsbane.
And I'm on the Twitters at Lady_Wyvern.
All right, so until the next episode, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye,
Getcha.
guys.